Now we look at the graffiti clothes storage, and I feel a whole lot more confident with this. Based on the average amount of sales I've seen with the graffiti storages, clicked the wrong thing, sorry. I'm led to believe the average amount of sales is between 23,000 and 24,000. So the sweet spot seems to be right here in the middle. Clothes storage is not going to reach the average sales amount. Now, for a long time, how many times did I mention the main four that I expected to sell the most, be the most in demand, be the most be the best investments? Gun storage, armor storage, Dropbox, clothes storage. We thought clothes wasn't coming. My mistake. I misread the situation. But clothes finally did appear. It's there, but it's not selling that much. And I think it's all based on the fact that the most recent ones have performed very badly as well. Last week, Graffiti Electrical Storage barely sold over 17,000. The later Graffiti Storages have a lot less... less confidence behind them. People don't want to buy in as much. But when you compare clothes storage with the likes of electrical equipment and charcoal, clothes is more in demand. Clothes is in the same vein as armor storage. And what price is armor storage right now? It's the 5th best one so far, $3.50. Will that go even higher in the future? Very likely. Yes, I do expect that to go even higher. But that has less sales, which means less chances of there being dumping, less chance of there being oversaturation. In the future, it very likely will have more demand and rise up in price more and more and more. I'm confident with it. I'm going aggressive on it. $1.20 and around $2 buy order today. That's what I'm doing. $1.20, $2 buy order. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to go for. And tomorrow, if the buy orders look very strong, I'm probably going to be buying some as well. That's what I'm probably going to be doing. Yes. From what you're saying, Hedges, the clothes storage doesn't look appealing. No. It unfortunately is the very last storage. And a lot of people have kind of gotten a bit fatigued with graffiti storage. This is definitely one of the more in-demand storages, but it's been affected by the fact that it's the last one to appear. Which means it's underselling, but it should be in demand. In the future, I expect that to be selling very nicely. I expect it to be a very good investment. Maybe not in the short term, we'll see what happens, but as time progresses, I think that's going to be a great one, because it's sold a lot less than what I was anticipating. And based on what I've seen before, let's go take a look at Neon Storages. Neon Clothes Storage was pretty much in the exact same position. Take a look at this. Newest. Where is Clothes Storage? The second last one to come out. What price is the clothes storage in comparison to the rest of them? Oh look, it's the 6th most expensive one. And let me point out to you, the top 3 here are the ones that originally came out, the first few. And these came out when it was scraps over here. Those came out when people didn't realise that this was going to be an 18 set collection. So they had less sales overall, and these rose up in price a whole lot more. But even then, clothes storage, second last one to come out, it increased brilliantly. It had genuine demand. So from what I saw here, was one of the reasons why I assumed this is going to be one of the most in-demand ones. Dropbox, clothes, guns, armour. They tend to be the safest ones to invest into. Lo and behold, look what happened to graffiti storages. Now, if you were to look at scientific storage, that might be a bit of a different response. You've got your guns here at $11. You've got your armor here at $4. Clothes, I don't think it ever came out. It did not. We never got a clothes storage. So the only thing I can compare this graffiti clothes storage to is neon storage, and that came out over a year ago. So that's my answer to that. I honestly think graffiti clothes is undersold based on its demand, and I think with the numbers I see here, there's a lot less of a chance we'll see oversaturation, a lot less of a chance we'll potentially see dumping, which would mean that I think it's going to have probably a very comfortable rise in price, and its position mirrors neon clothes storage. Neon clothes storage was the second last one to come out, but still close enough to be one of the last ones to come out. So, and it still progressed very nicely, and it undersold compared to the average amount of neon storage sales. It's all lining up exactly the same way from what I can see. I might be wrong. Well, very, very recently I have been talking about how charcoal storage and electrical storage, they definitely showed signs of a lack of demand. Electrical storage, as I mentioned earlier, barely sold over 17,000. Charcoal storage, very similar in position, barely over 20,000. It's barely above its rustore price. What I did also point out was the behaviour of the neon stone storage, for example. I talked about this about a week ago. Neon stone storage wasn't exactly the most in demand of neon storages, and when bad times happened, it got really bad. Really bad. So this was a $2.49 skin, and it went down, down, down. And when it hit real bad, when Operation Riptide and the CSGO Stockholm Major happened last year, it got as low as about $1.40, $1.50. But then afterwards it progressed very nicely. What I'm saying is, with what happened here with neon stone storage, can happen with the likes of charcoal and electrical. That's the message I was trying to get across. But I don't see it happening with clothes. I do think there's more demand here. It's just very unfortunate it's the very last one, the very last of the Graffiti Storage Collection. And if you're confused with why electrical wasn't here, it's because Lodi is the main creator for all of these, but his second in command, Ebu, got to have one towards the very end as the main creator. So that's why you can't see them in the see the electrical here. So a bit awkward, but yeah. So it's abnormal. We do some very aggressive buy orders. We see the buy order support tomorrow. Well, tonight and tomorrow. And tomorrow is when we make the decision whether or not to buy into it. Abnormal time advantage. We make the best of it. We'll see how this looks. When you look at the likes of the electrical storage, it didn't have buy order support similar to all the previous ones. We could take a look at that right now. Look at the buy order support now. It's weaker, a lot weaker. 910 requests. Buy order support only goes up to about $2.13. It's fairly weak. The strongest buy order is about $1.87 here. That's not good. When you compare this with the likes of what's doing fairly okay in terms of graffiti storages. I don't want to do guns because that's the best one so far, but like I want to just get a nice average one. Tools. Tools is perfectly fine. Tools is very average. Tools has 842 requests to buy, but the buy order support looking a lot more thicker as we go up to about $2.20 almost. Yep, a lot more support, way above $1.87. And this is performing a lot better compared to the electrical storage. And it only came out like a week or two before. In fact, was it this week or that week? No, it was like 2 weeks before electrical storage. Big difference, isn't there? It has less overall buy order requests, but the buy order support is in a much better position. So that's not looking like it's going to suffer that much when bad times happen. It's got the support to keep the price up. Sound good? Support is what matters. So yes, that is what it's looking like at the moment as we look at the end of the graffiti storage set, minus the electrical. So yeah. Sorry if that was a bit of a talk, but I do think this is going to progress very nicely in the future. Let's see what happens.